Hello, my name is Dietmar Dörschlag. I'm an Atlassian certified professional business consultant with Valiantis, and we are a global consultancy strictly focused on the Atlassian ecosystem. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I'd like to speak about a great new exciting feature in Jira Service Management, which caught my attention in a community posting just a few weeks ago on May 21st. And this feature is all about how you can use a new security concept to restrict internal comments on Jira Service Management tickets to project roles, project groups, and administrators. So let's just dive in. I have an organization that I spun up here with a few request types. And one request type that I created would be a request submitted to support the employee exit processing. An employee or team member leaves the organization, and presumably there is some information collected here that could be confidential, and you do not want all internal conversations that relate to that request to be visible to anyone that has access to the ticket. So you want to be able to restrict that. So I have a portal form here where a number of different data points are being collected. The name of the employee, it could maybe even be a social insurance or social security number, the date when that employee exits, a checklist, whatever data you want to collect, but some of the data could be confidential, and particularly the conversations related to that employee offboarding could be confidential. So the request is submitted, and it then, moving right into the backend, it then creates a new ticket in your Jira Service Management project that sits in the backend. And I created a test ticket here, and I just call it John Henry Smith Exit Processing. So you're very familiar with the back end of a Jira Service Management ticket. This is where the agents, service desk team members work in. Now, down here under comments, you can create internal notes as well as notes that would be sent to customers with notifications. Internal notes can be created by people who have been given the appropriate permission to create notes or comments on a ticket. That is controlled through the permission scheme. Jira Service Management, just like Jira, uses permission schemes, and you can get very granular in as to whom you give access to create notes on a ticket. Can be controlled by group, by a role membership for individual users and a number of other options. So I'm creating an internal node here, and the node has sensitive data, for example, the social insurance number, or in the US, the SS number. And then there is confidential data, settlement, payment is, and other data points that can be added as an internal node. Now, in the latest release of Jira Service Management, just released a few weeks ago, there is this lock button which allows you to lock this comment down. Now, important to note, by default, when you create an internal node, it is not locked down. It's visible to all users. But if you open this button or click on this button now, you can lock this, for example, down to the project role administrators. So I'm locking this down to administrator, click the save button, and you now see the lock icon which says that it's locked down to administrators. Now, anyone that has access to that ticket that is not in an administrator project role would not be able to see that internal comment. Only team members that are in the admin role on that project have access to that node and can read it. Now, if you want to change that back to being visible to everyone, you just click on the edit button. You go back to this padlock icon, click on it, and you would toggle it over to visible, and you save it, and I now see that the restriction for admins only is gone, is no longer there. Now, when I tested this, about a month after Atlassian announced that they're releasing this, I also tested it with different project roles that I created and also through different group membership, as you can see on the screenshot here in the Atlassian community post. That did not work for me. So um, that would suggest to me that Atlassian has not fully rolled that out yet. It is currently in my testing anyways, only available to be locked down to either um, administrators only or anyone, all users in that project. But once that feature that Atlassian announces here is fully rolled out, I can see this being very, very relevant because, of course, there are many use cases where you want to keep internal conversations on a ticket, internal notes, locked down to members of certain groups and certain roles only, and not to anyone that has access to the ticket, which in a service desk portal could be a lot of different agents. So that is a great feature that allows you to lock the accessibility to internal nodes, lock it down to a smaller target audience. Lastly, I want to mention here that this is, of course, completely different from the reply to customer um, section here, where you are putting notes in that would be sent to your customers. Of course, subject to certain configuration settings, whether or not you even allow agents to submit customer comments, notifications, email settings in the portal or in the project. So the different settings that control that. But that is completely different from adding internal nodes, which are targeted towards internal Jira Service Management team members defined through groups and roles. This is a very helpful feature that Atlassian introduced. I think this is very relevant to a lot of our clients, and I hope that this information that I put together is helpful and will help you in really tailoring the use of Jira Service Management to your specific business needs. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you found this information helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We are always here to support you in your Jira Service Management, Ops journey, Confluence journey. We're glad to help you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.